This is an advent calendar made from China, which is most definitely totally from the Pokemon Company. You can tell because it's screaming on the side of the box. It's rated AAA for how excited little Timmy is gonna be getting all of these figurines. And don't think these figurines look normal because I wouldn't be making a video otherwise. If you like this can't speak. If you like this content, go away because I'm not doing something like this again unless it's silly. Also, I don't remember the exact dates. I remember a few of them, which that would be relevant later, especially number 28 on the box, because that one was jutting out of the, container the entire time, every single day. The first one I'll show you, and I think the first one in the box, was Pikachu. Of course, it's Pokemon. What do you expect? It's nicely made, but it's missing a few parts, like the brown parts on the tail, brown parts on the ears. You know, it's Pikachu, though. It's got a little Hoenn hat. It's pretty cool. Sticking with Pikachu, here's another one. You thought there would not be multiple? Silly goober. Everybody likes Pikachu. You have to have, 15 Pikachus in the box by itself, okay? This one's Sinnoh. And then we have one from Unova, because why not? And it's got that, yeah. As you can see, this is a size comparison between the general figurine size and a AA rechargeable battery that I had laying around because I own a Wii. Get good. Oh, and I thought you thought you were done. No. We are not done with Pikachu because this one has a stand. It also has cotton because he's from Kanto or something. Yeah, I have no idea. It's probably a bomb. And now for the next Pikachu. Well, think again! It's not. It's Ladybug. It doesn't look like Ladybug. Ladybug saw and froze in terror once he saw the second tower get hit because it was from 2001. Well, he came out in 2000, but it's close enough. And also, I don't know why I'm zooming in on this, but these are all from PK China, whatever that means. Now we have Derpy, or that's at least what I call it. It looks like a scene straight out of Pokemon if they are super in the background and don't have full facial features. His feet are muddy too for some reason. Side note, these few next Pokemon are what I remember as sort of early on and very, very scuffed. Speaking of scuffed, here's Naked Lapras. You thought you would never see Lapras naked, did you? Well, here it is. It's back, and it has a poop stain that is supposed to resemble the different colors of a shell. Well, color, but whatever. I like it because it looks like Derpy flew by and took a massive dupledung onto this thing's back, and it looks slightly peeved. Heads up, crackhead, Jinx jump scare! Bet you weren't expecting that one. It took massive amounts of cotton from the cotton Pikachu from earlier, and now it's apparently naked. I have zero idea why the designers actually just didn't paint the guys, because you can see that there are sections where they could have painted them. Too bad whoever painted them was about to go to lunch break and couldn't care less about the quality of the overpriced advent calendar for a kid who would probably swallow it in 5 seconds. I also really like the nose. It looks like Rudolph. Next we have Karamindura. If I turned my back for 2 seconds, this thing is going to do unspeakable things to my weebus cheeks. That now, I'm saying this, it looks like that one image where they look super sadistic and are about to do the most heinous thing in the next thing with hips in the radius of 10 feet. Anyways, its tail isn't really colored, and it looks like they just dipped it in red paint, slapped some eyes on it, and painted the belly, kinda. I don't know, that's debatable. Next we have, I Can Barely Stand on. It's on several pounds of grassy goodness. It even has bloodshot eyes to give you the full immersion. It's also naked, just like the last few. Nothing much to say other than that. I can't have a stand. I can't have it stand, at all. Next one is Torchic. This one's pretty forgettable. The figurine guy did pretty well in designing it. However, whoever was painting it basically just slapped some Cheeto dust on it and called it a day. So forgettable that when I realized that I only filmed about 29 of these guys, I found them on the floor and I had to go back in post and edit the video. Speaking of naked figurines, Electabuzz wants to know your location. This one literally looks like he doesn't know 5+3. Which I think is 7, but that's besides the point. I mean, you sort of get the drift. he's naked, looking in two directions, like a herbivore, and this is for some reason really small compared to the rest of them. Dugong! Anyways, Quagsire has a tumor on his side, and you can clearly see that the figurine designer meant for there to be color on the back of Quagsire. Right now, he looks like an earplug that I'm about to put into my ear and prevent the screaming of the children in my second basement. World fame was too much for this Pachirisu, and his tail fur grew white or something. I don't know how long squirrels live, so this is canon now. Sidebar, this thing should get an evolution at some point. It's the most redundant Pokemon of all time, except for the World Tournament one, but that was a very, very niche situation. But it's naked, not much to say. It's cute. However, that's the last of the naked ones. Yeah, I know you like seeing these Pokemon stripped of all color, but now it's time for the actual decent stuff, like legendaries and actually good painted Pokemon. Don't worry though, they're still super scuffed, including Arceus. Before you ask, this was not Christmas. It is in the middle of the video, just like how it was, like, the 16th of December when I got this thing. It's actually pretty decent, minus the derpy eyes. I would actually put this on my desk as a design thing, if there weren't better alternatives out there. Pretty good. Oh, and sidebar note again, all the naked mons were early in the advent calendar, and the ones now are more later in the calendar. My theory is that the guy who painted them early was fired because they were on their phone while painting. Definitely lost their job to Family Guy funny moments. I say that because Raikou, aside from it trying to see its own nose and it doesn't brush its teeth, it's pretty good. It's a little derpy, but that's what makes it fun, and this is the sort of quality I was expecting when I bought the advent calendar, but yeah. How could you prepare for naked Buzz? Jaundice Rock. It's a great design, except for the sole fact that it's yellow. Why would you paint rocks yellow? What is a singular rock that's yellow? Nobody can say one at all. Rocks aren't yellow. They're gray. They're anything but yellow. I dare anybody to show me a yellow rock. Okay, and if it is a yellow rock, it should not be more yellow than the electric type. Now we have Hariyama, but if Hariyama was dropped on its head as a child, yeah, that thing isn't making it past preschool, and the paint is so all over the place. You think that someone would stay in the lines and paint, but this guy was everywhere, made zero sense. Chansey with an oven mitt, Chansey with an oven mitt, Chansey with an oven mitt, Chansey with an oven mitt. That ain't an egg. At the very least, it's joining Quagsire in the Tumor Squad. The design is pretty good and human in general, except for the fact that it is the smallest one. Chansey is supposed to be like as tall as Nurse Joy. How can a Pachirisu, the squirrel Pokemon, be taller? Also, its tail, too long. That thing's supposed to be like 2 centimeters. Mud dog, muddy dog. It's just Stoutland, but he ate too much chocolate and will die in the next 5 minutes as the poisonous chocolate enters its bloodstream. Not much else to say other than it is clearly spray painted on a figurine that is smaller than a AA battery. Just wanting to point that out there. Guess what, by the way? Pikachu wasn't the only one with multiple figurines. Lapras is back, baby! And looks way better! Legitimately, I don't know what happened, but they got a new artist for this one. It has a nose that's painted. Here's a direct comparison to the other Lapras. You can see that it has a body and a shell and is painted correctly, and the eyes look sharper and it's ready for battle. It's crazy how these two are, like, that different. Like, come on, it's the same box. Then we have the extremely large Caterpie. The thing about, I'm smart. This thing is about to evolve into Mothra and fight Godzilla. That's how big it is. This is Chansey, by the way. And that one is Arceus. Why is it half the size of God? And why is it as tall as a legendary dog? It's a bug. It should be like Chansey's size. Well, not Chansey like in the games, but Chansey here, you know what I'm saying. Speaking of bugs, here's Venipede. It's blind, but that's about it. Like, they did a very decent job. I can't be mad about it. Genuinely pretty good. It's also really large as well. It's about the size of Braviary, but I'm not showing that on screen. Screw you. This Zedra, also pretty large, but that's to be expected, unlike Caterpie, the literal bug Pokemon. They should be the size of half my pinky toe. Here's a size comparison, by the way, right there. Yeah, on screen, you see it. Poliwhirl is joining the squad of tumor problems, except off camera. I did what's called amputation and tried to take off his tumor. It worked, but it caused Poliwhirl to be in immense pain and suffering, which I did not care about because he doesn't have any health insurance.
Montag! Yay!
Now it's time for the final 3 figurines. The ones that stuck out the most. The ones like Christmas Day, the 28th one that I keep talking about, and the one that I thought was the funniest. You would think that Arceus would be Christmas, because, you know, Pokegod. However, the geniuses of the factory decided that the most Christmassy Pokemon of all time is Alakazam, who looks like instead of actual body parts, he was pooped on several times by the poop slinger, while also pooping its pants. Yeah, I don't know why. Literally anything else would have been more fitting. Like, well, except Gaster over there, because it's twice the size of your mother. The second to last one was poking out of the box. Like I said, 15 million times. By the way, it's Pinkin Island Tyranitar. Yeah, you didn't guess it. It's wrong. It's wrong, but cool. You know what I'm saying? It's what the shiny should be. It's a giant pink Tyranitar. Okay, the normal shiny, lame. Here it is on screen. Comparison. Boom. Lame. Pink Tyranitar, goated. Goated on the sauce, busting it down Pokemon style, dude. Its tail looks like it could come off. I tried pulling it off, but it wasn't really doing that. Here's a AA battery for comparison, and also Gaster right here. Yeah, he's large, but he's pretty cool. I actually really like him. Eyes are a little big, but who cares? It's sick. But I bet you're wondering, at this point, what's cooler than an alternate shiny version of a Pokemon? Well, let me introduce to you the most racist, discriminatory, slur-slinging, offensive Pikachu I've ever seen. I'm not gonna go into its eyes, okay? And for the record, they did get the tail and the tips of the ears right. But like, why is it saying some absolutely horrid, offensive words that God could not even describe himself? And yeah, there it is, just absolutely tearing into derpy area, new one. Anyways, hope you liked the video. You can leave now because I have to talk to the people that skipped to the end of the video or sped it up to like 50 times speed and didn't really pay attention too much because they don't have the patience to let me describe my own figurines. So, goodbye. Have fun. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging.
Hey you! Yeah, you get back to the beginning of the video! You aren't allowed to leave now because you decided that you wanted to see the ending figurine before anything else. Well, guess what? Too bad! You get a stern talking to because, Luke, I am your father. Now get back to the beginning of the video and watch this on repeat because my views want to skyrocket and reach ultimate levels over 9,000! Make me famous, Luke! Now the video is going to replay because you put it on loop. I better see you back at the beginning!